JD recently announced that he was interviewing Tim Jones and the Jones family to do his own documentary. But because of what we went through getting a dog from Tim Jones to begin with, JD vowed that he would never do business with Tim Jones again.
But I got to send this number to a couple of people that they want to call Tim. I think I have 3 people right now that want to talk to him about pups. So I'll send that message to them right now. Also, a lot of people asking about pictures. Like, can we get a picture of the pups? They're 2 to 3 weeks old or whatever. So where's a picture? Like, legit question. You know, like, can we get some updates? And can we get a picture of Bambi? Yeah, so that didn't come through incredibly clear, but let me know if you get papers, to be honest. But if you can just find, or let me know what we'll take it from there means. Like if we have any future expectations with him, because honestly, I don't have any. But I just want the pedigree for Samson. After that, I have no intention of working with Tim in the future. Seriously though, like, Tim, a couple of names, dude, and we will leave you alone. Like, giving up on the, holy shit, that's a lot of wind. Giving up on the paperwork at this point, but for our records, for our future customers, we need those names. We've got Diablo's parents. We've got Diablo's grandpa. Give me Diablo's grandma. And grandparents of, or sorry, parents and grandparents of Misty. Wait. We got Diablo's father's father. So we need Diablo's father's mother and Diablo's mother's grandparents. And then Misty's, we need everything. We have nothing on Misty. He didn't even tell us who her parents are. Like, at the very least, give me that. But come on, like, grandparents is not that hard to remember what dog came from what dog. Like, yeah. Like, honestly, from my perspective, I could give a shit less if I get the papers, as long as I know the fucking names, because DRA is as much bullshit as anything else that we're aware of. So I'll make my own damn pedigree certificates. I've got the software. I just need the fucking names. Names and birth dates would be great, but at the very least, names of the specific dogs that I put in that list. Like, if I got those names, then I can at least, when Samson is bred, have a 3-generation pedigree, CPCA pedigree. That's all I need. And seriously, like, if he was sending the papers, then those names were going to be on the papers anyway, in theory. And so there's nothing for him to be hiding by not giving us the names. Like, that information was going to be on that fucking paperwork anyway. If you didn't go through the process with DRA to get this all done and you're just shitting around, fucking around with us until we give up, like, save me the fucking hassle and just tell me what the names are. Don't send me the paper. Whatever. Just tell me the names. Or don't tell me you don't know the names of these dogs that you created. Like, Diablo's grandparents supposedly came from you. Missy's parents and grandparents supposedly came from you. You should have names for these dogs. For all I care right now, fucking make them up. Just give me names. Maybe you should tell Tim that the Pressa Panther mix is already being done in the form of the Pantera Max by Brett. You don't necessarily tell him that there's other breeds involved, but be like, dude, somebody's already got kind of the market there, to discourage him from going forward with that, because that's shitty. Honestly, I have no intention of doing business with Tim moving forward. I feel like that's your opinion too. I know that's my opinion, and Bernard's going to follow my lead, so we're looking for a bloodline. It needs to be specific. It needs to have what we expect to have out of it. Beyond that, what Tim does is his business, but I would make a small attempt to discourage him from that and just tell him that the Panther Pressa thing is already being done by someone else. That's easy. Because he thinks aggression equals protection. thinking about maybe if you should just kind of serve as the go-between, or like basically like you buy 2 dogs from Tim, quote unquote. I give you the money, but you make the purchase. So you're buying 2, you're getting first pick of each. But that way we give Tim less points of contact. I feel like being old school, and with as much as I do get inquisitive and everything, it might be a better idea to keep it simple with him. And then I could set something up with Ray maybe to go pick up the pup with you, or I don't know, have you drop it off with him a few blocks away where he can't live very far away from Tim. They all lived in the same neighborhood. I mean, he could have moved, but what do you think? Rather than giving him 2 or even 3 with Bernard, if I think that you might have misunderstood Bernard, but I could be wrong too. But instead of giving him multiple contacts to track from the CPCA, give him 1 contact that is going to take on X number of dogs, and just kind of make it real easy for him. Okay, so I got to bring something up. Remember how I told you that Chris Tucker had told me he had a litter like coming straight out of Chicago? It was Scorpio blood, blah, blah, blah. And then the litter didn't happen, except his puppy survived apparently, but all the others died or whatever. The narrative behind that was that she was super protective mother, had a lot of fire behind her, super protective mother. I'm getting the feeling that this litter he was talking about was coming from Tim, and that these mothers are kind of in a protective state, probably by poor environment. So I would consider these litters at risk at this point. Like, don't count on much coming out of this. 30 born, 10 surviving is a real possibility. That said, totally possible that during that process, Tim and Chris had their falling out, and Chris played it off as something happened with the litter, or whatever, because he had now lost the confidence of Tim and no longer had access to the pups that he had claimed to have access to. So that's totally a possible scenario as well. Highly unlikely that he's going to be interested in that. Honestly, possible to kind of irritate him by bringing up too many things that we want. I think that we should stick with the health testing request, and not create a scenario where we become a pain in the ass. I was wondering, why a female? I mean, I get like most of the dogs you have are male, so it makes sense to have a female to breed too. But with a wild card like this, it just seems like, because females have so much value, and it seems like using a really untested, no idea what their mental stability is and all of that, like using that swing on a female seems like risk reward is lower. But also, as a group, if one person keeps a male, we all kind of can get access to them, provided we're willing to pay for that access. But man, I wish there was. I've reached out to a few people. My wait list is long, but it's like the people that are on it want something specific. They want a health tested dog. They want dogs that's temperament is good. That we've already been able to establish multiple service dogs through Klaus's line. So they're real sketchy on jumping into getting a dog. So a male to me would be what I would keep, because it just has access, like breed-wise, it can do much more for the breed in a much shorter period of time to be able to take a male to a number of females than it would be to have one female and have such large gaps between the times that you can use them. It's just a thought. Obviously, I mean, it's your program and you've got plans, but even if you keep a female, like my thing here is we need to find them somewhere to stash a male that we are really confident we can get access to them again. The two people that have asked so far are actually people that we're considering getting on my list, and I don't have problems with them, but I don't necessarily trust that those particular two people are going to follow through in 2 years and give me access to that boy again. That one guy, I think his name is Ronnie. They're both in Arkansas, but I think Ronnie was his name. He's looking to breed a new dog. He's trying to take Canis Panthers to dogs he has already that he's selecting, and he wants to make a new dog, kind of like Brett. So that was kind of a reason why he didn't really get on my list, because I don't want that's not what my purpose for my dogs is. Not a problem to me if he does that with one of Scorpio's dogs. I just think that because his mentality is so focused on that, he's not someone I feel super strong is going to give me access to that dog again later. Sorry, I'm rambling, but that's kind of where I'm at. Like, if we grabbed 5 dogs, we had ability to evaluate them for that first few weeks, or even just simply grabbed them and resold them so that we could at least be in control of the selling process, there would be some benefit there. But we have to find somewhere to stash 5 puppies from 8 weeks to 10 weeks or whatever while we find the homes. Since you're making me listen to all these long ass messages, and I'm on a headset anyway from work, I don't know why I'm still typing this shit out. We got a lot of ideas we could brainstorm, dude, but having Tim in the loop would be huge for us. We just have to make sure that we don't make it look like we're compromising our ideals and our morals for, what would look from the outside like a money grab, like we're trying to get the original line so we can make claims and make money. Whether that's what we're doing or not is irrelevant. It's just what it's going to look like. So we got to be careful, and we got to try and make every step of this process as much on the ideals that we've been preaching to everybody else. So if we get those parents done, that would be huge. I'm still hugely skeptical that he's going to be able to keep track of these dogs over an 8-week period and have all 40 of them still, 100% sure which ones they came from.